Hi, I'm Roger Babick, your friend from Master Provisions. Let's start a little bit different today. I'd ask that you close your eyes. Please don't go to sleep on me, but think about someone that you love. What if that person that you're thinking about didn't have enough food to get through this week or on into next month? What if that person was you? Please continue to think for just a moment. Alrighty, wake back up here, and I'd love to share a story about my friend Carl. He's the person that I thought about. I met Carl a few years ago. He was waiting in line at St. Elizabeth Hospital parking lot. It was a blazing August day, and he was holding a little baby. And I love babies. We had 4 kids, 6 grandkids. And I said, Carl, can I hold your baby? Because he looked ticked off. So he let me hold his baby. And I said, Carl, tell me what's going on in your life. And Carl said, I'm standing in this bleep, bleep food line. It was pretty colorful. And I lost my job. My first son died 18 months ago of SIDS, and I'm pissed off at life. And I was kind of getting choked up because I haven't been through that desperate of a situation that Carl was living through. But by the end of our conversation, when he realized that we were there just to show him love in a practical way, to provide food for his family, that we really did care about him, Carl's heart changed too, and he had tears in his eyes of gratitude that we would care enough to help provide food for his family. And at Master Provisions, that's what we're all about. 27 years of serving God by connecting resources to needs. It might be food, it might be clothing, it might be other types of care. We've helped people in 20 other countries, and we have a huge outreach that's the biggest part of what we do to provide food right here in your community. And 95% of all the donations that come into Master Provisions go right out into direct program support. You can count on our team as good stewards of your donations. And we work every day sending our fleet of trucks out to pick up high quality food that was once excess that was sent to landfills, but since 2013, food that we pick up every week to distribute out to our community through soup kitchens, food pantries, senior feeding programs, school backpack programs, residential care programs, programs that in total assist over 60,000 people every single month. And one of our favorite outreaches is the Last Saturday Outreach, where we partner with Isaiah House Ministries because everything we do at Master Provisions is done in collaboration with other nonprofits. And in your careers, you will find that working together, collaborating is the key to great success and to multiplying your effect. But we love those outreaches with Isaiah House on the last Saturday of every month when resources are running scarce for families living in poverty. And about 1 in 5 of our neighbors has times during the year where they don't have enough food year-round. They need help getting to the end of the month, getting on to the next month. And Master Provisions is here to fill that gap with your help. We can't do it alone. We're heavily volunteer-driven. Over 2,000 volunteers last year, even as we all faced the challenges of COVID and had to operate differently, just like you've had to adapt to in school. But it was a great year, and we're going to continue to fulfill our mission, which is simply serving God by connecting resources to needs and not judging people in any way, coming alongside people, being agents of love, hope, togetherness, and unity to bring our community together to meet the needs of hurting people. I think it'd be great for you to watch a little pictorial evidence of what we do at Master Provisions. This video, it's less than 2 minutes long, 1.5 minutes. It's called the cabbage video. So listen and enjoy. A kind of a fun story about Master Provisions.
This is Chris. And this is Chris's favorite t-shirt. And this is Chris's girlfriend who hates Chris's favorite t-shirt. So even though this t-shirt has value and is awesome, it gets thrown away. Here's a head of cabbage. here's a lot more cabbage. Days pass and the cabbage gets bought one by one until it's time to make room for new cabbage. And even though this cabbage has value and is still perfectly fine to eat, it gets thrown away. This is Roger, and this is Roger's family. These are Roger's golf shoes, a real picture of his family, and his favorite snack. This is what Roger's refrigerator would look like if he wasn't good at his job. This is what Roger's refrigerator looks like because he is good at his job. He thinks about how he can do his job better when he's brushing his teeth, burning bacon on the grill, practicing golf, and mowing the lawn. Roger works for Master Provisions. He has a team of professionals surrounding him. What they do is make sure that the cabbage and the t-shirt don't get thrown away because they know they're still valuable. Roger and his team clean and sort these items and give them to those in need. They don't do all of this work just because they don't want to waste things that have value. They do this because people have value.
I hope you enjoyed the cabbage video. And it's great to look back and look ahead as you're working to help people in need. 2020 was a great year. We were able to help provide over 3.5 million meals, nearly 4 million pounds of food to our community. We also ran 24 of these mobile food pantries, which is Ludlow and Covington at the last Saturday of every month except December when we do it before Christmas. But we're able to help those families in need. I'm here today to ask for your support through the grant money of the Mayerson project to provide $1,000 that will turn into 5,000 meals for hungry people. So our work in 2020 will continue on this year with your support, and our work is never done. There's always going to be people in need. And we ask you to come alongside us. You'll have opportunities to volunteer with us too. On Saturday morning, come see the impact of your gift as you literally help create meals for hungry people. We always welcome your volunteer support. The population we serve are just people that have low incomes. They've been perhaps homeless in the past. They might have any number of reasons that they're not able to provide food for their families on a steady basis. Sometimes it's grandparents taking care of children due to difficult circumstances in their family. But we serve population here in Northern Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati of people that have what's called food security needs, where there's times during the year where they just don't have enough food. The Isaiah House Outreach is our partnership on the last Saturday of every month, because again, everything we do is in collaborative partnership with over 200 nonprofit organizations. And you'll see some drone footage so you know what you're looking at. An overhead view of what it looks like, and this was done pre-COVID where people were in lines, whereas we've had to adapt now. We prepare the boxes of food in advance at Master Provisions during the week of the outreach and put them by people's cars now. But the outreach you'll see, the footage you'll see is about a year to a year and a half old, but it's what we do every Saturday. And our food partner there, Isaiah House Ministry, started nearly 30 years ago. They saw the need in Covington at that time. There was a lot of people that needed encouragement and they needed a little bit of food. And literally when they started, it was a little bit of food. It was like a little paper bag with 4 or 5 canned goods just to help them in a very small way. But when Master Provisions joined in that collaborative effort in 2013, each family will now get 40 to 60 pounds of high quality food. There's some packaged goods, there's some fruits and vegetables, there's some meats, there's some drinks, but we are talking a quantity of food that makes a real life impact for these families that are struggling to help them get on into the next month. And that's why we choose the last Saturday of the month, because that's a difficult time when resources have run out for families and they need help to get to the next month. Now, during our daily activities, what I'm talking to you about on this Isaiah House partnership is a Saturday outreach. But every single day, other than holidays, we have over 200 groups that come to Master Provisions to get the food that they need to help in their mission of providing food in the various ways that I mentioned before. And it's a beautiful thing to see all this high quality food going into the hands of partners and to the bellies of people in need, over 60,000 people every single month. One of our 200 partners is Fuel NKU. We're very grateful to Dr. Jessica Taylor, who helped arrange the forging of that partnership several years ago. So your fellow students are able to benefit from your generosity of helping to support Master Provisions, because it's a collaborative effort to feed people in need. So Dr. Taylor is fantastic and so representative of the caring nature of the faculty and staff at NKU. Just like Dr. Fox, Jeff has become a great friend, and he really does care about you and other people. So thanks, Jeff. Had to get that in there. We help people from children through the elderly. One of the projects that we help support is an apartment complex called Hathaway Court. It's a seniors complex between Ludlow and Covington as you're driving along the river out of Covington over to Ludlow. Those people, especially vulnerable during these COVID times, they cannot safely get out. So now, even on Fridays, the day before the last Saturday outreach, our team has these boxes assembled, and we will deliver them to Hathaway Court residents. In addition to food, we're able to provide some hygiene supplies for them too, to help all the residents of Hathaway Court. So it's an honor to serve those 50 to 60 people every single month. We're consistent and we're faithful in doing that, but it's definitely a community effort. And that's why we're here to ask for your help. There's many causes that you could look at, but Master Provisions takes the best care possible of your donation, where 95% of that $1,000 will go directly into helping provide meals for people in need in Ludlow and Covington. I challenge you, do some homework before you make your decision. Who else is making that much impact to feed hungry people, your hungry friends and neighbors, with the money that's provided to them? And Master Provisions is doing a fantastic job in that regard. As we close, I would like you to once again close your eyes and think back to the person that came to mind at the very beginning. And I was thinking about Carl again, and who were you thinking about? And as you decide which organization to provide that $1,000 grant for, think about Master Provisions, feeding hungry people like Carl, hungry people like those you may have thought about, and realize the tremendous impact that you can make with your $1,000 grant.
As Lois says, people down there can't afford a loaf of bread. They don't have $2 for a loaf of bread. You come to Master Provisions, you get fresh produce, fresh fruits, you have fresh bread, you have a lot of proteins, you have cheese, you have meat. And also, I'd just like to add the people here at Master Provisions. You know, you're a faith-based organization, and that comes through in all of the people.
Thanks.
Okay, it's time to don my mask. I'm still not very good at putting these on, but I'm going to have a couple friends scoot into the scene one at a time. And first, I would like to introduce you to our communications manager, Victoria Short. She's in charge of all the marketing and communications and storytelling here at Master Provisions. Come on, scoot in here, Victoria.
Hello, I'm Victoria. I am an NKU graduate, and I'm at NKU again now for my master's. I also did the Mayerson project 3 times, so I totally understand where you all are at right now. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to all the different nonprofits and really invest your time and the Mayerson money into something good. So I really encourage you guys to pick the best, which has to be Master Provisions. And thanks so much for your time.
All right, thanks, Victoria. And now, scooting onto the scene is our development director, Megan Jackson. Megan, take it away. Who were you thinking about as far as when you closed your eyes?
Oh gosh, well I have to immediately, I go straight to my good friend that I mentor and have been mentoring for about 4 years now, a young student in Covington, And Marisol, she comes straight to mind when I think of those that really need a little extra support and love right now in our community. So I reach out to you guys. Please, search deep. How can this money be used at the greatest benefit for our community? How can we really all make intentional choices to make this a better place? And I know you guys will choose the best nonprofit, and just keep that in mind as you go forward. Keep serving in love and in truth, and doing the great work that you guys do.
All these people in need locally are counting on you. Thanks for the opportunity to present Master Provision's work.
Thank you.